You ever move somewhere thinking it's gonna be your slice of paradise, only to have someone try to rip it away from you? That's exactly what happened to me, Jack Ramsey, when I settled into my little cabin by Clearwater Lake. I'm a retired cop, 60 years old, 35 years on the force, and I thought I'd seen it all until I met Linda Carver, the self-appointed queen of a fake neighborhood watch that turned my dream retirement into a fight for my home. It all started 3 months ago. After my wife, Ellen, passed from leukemia, I couldn't stay in our old house in the city, too many memories, you know? So I sold it, bought this weathered cabin by the lake. Nothing fancy, just creaky floors, a tin roof that sang in the rain, and a view that made you feel like the world could still be good. Ellen used to say, "Jack, let's find a place by the water, somewhere we can breathe." Well, here I was, breathing, or trying to, fixing up the place, planting a small garden for her, when the trouble started. I'd be out on the porch, coffee in hand, watching the sunrise ripple across the lake, when I'd hear this faint buzzing like a mosquito that wouldn't quit. Drones. Every morning, 6 a.m. sharp, circling my property like vultures. I figured it was kids messing around, but then the notices started slipping under my door. Yellow paper, cheap ink, official-looking nonsense, grass height violation. For inches, $60 fine. Porch chair unapproved, $80 fine. I laughed at first, who measures grass with a ruler? But they kept coming, piling up like bad news you can't ignore. Then Linda showed up. Picture this, mid-40s, clipboard in one hand, measuring tape in the other, a GoPro strapped to her chest like she's filming a reality show called Suburban Sheriff. She rolls up in a shiny SUV, steps out in a blazer that screams, I mean business, and starts barking. "Mr. Ramsey, I'm Linda Carver, president of the Clearwater Lake Community Board. Your property's in violation of Regulation 3.2.1, grass too tall, mailbox 2, close to the road." I'm standing there, hammer in hand from fixing a loose board, thinking, who is this woman? I ask for a copy of these so-called rules, and she hits me with, they're in the system, updating on our digital platform. Digital platform? Sounded like something she made up on the spot. I tell her, "Ma'am, I checked with my lawyer, Tom Delaney, before buying this place. There's no HOA here, no filings, nothing." Her eyes narrow, and she says, real slow, "Not knowing the rules doesn't mean they don't exist, Mr. Ramsey." Then she's back in her SUV, filming me like I'm the villain in her little movie. Now, I'm no rookie. I spent decades dealing with liars and hustlers, so I started digging. Called Tom, who's been my buddy since we were rookies together, and he confirmed it. No HOA, no community board, nada. County records were clean as a whistle. But Linda wasn't working alone. She had this kid, Ethan, maybe 20, nervous as a cat in a dog pound, carrying her clipboard like it's a shield. Then there's Nancy, a neighbor who bought into Linda's act, wearing a vest that says community enforcement like it's a real job. And don't forget Victor Slade, this slick guy in a suit claiming to be their legal advisor. The whole crew was a circus, but a dangerous one. Those drones? Not kids. Linda's operation, watching my every move. I started noticing the pattern. Every notice, every fine, targeted folks like my newcomers or older folks living alone. My neighbor, Mrs. Clara Evans, 72 years young, told me she got hit with $700 in fines for her flower beds. Flower beds? It wasn't about grass or chairs. It was about control, money, maybe even the land itself. Things got heated fast. One morning, I wake up to a chainsaw ripping through my shrubs. Ethan's out there with 2 other guys, sweating, looking guilty, saying, "Ms. Carver told us this is community land." I'm like, "Son, this is my property, bought and paid for. You're trespassing." Ethan stammers. "She said your deed's invalid because of easement violations." Easement violations? I almost laughed, but then Linda pulls up with Victor and a guy named Mike, built like a linebacker, who doesn't say a word but keeps his hand near his jacket like he's packing. Victor steps forward, all smug, holding a tablet with a video of someone who looks like me smashing a bench by the lake. "Mr. Ramsey, this is evidence of you destroying community property." I lean in, squint at the screen, and say, "Nice try, but I don't own a green jacket, and there's never been a bench here." My nephew, Nate, a paramedic who's been helping me out, zooms in on the tablet. Bam. The file's labeled Ramsey Deepfake V 2.mp4. Linda's face goes white, but she snaps, That's just a technical name. Yeah, right. By now, the neighborhood's waking up. Clara's on her porch, yelling, Linda, this is nonsense. You find me for my roses. Nate's got his body cam rolling, catching every word. We find out Linda's been hitting up every lakefront property widows, retirees, new folks like me with fake finds, pushing them to sell cheap. Turns out, a shady company called Lakeside Ventures is listing these homes as distressed sales. Guess who's behind it? Linda and Victor, with a paper trail leading to some big players we haven't even met yet. I'm thinking, this isn't just a scam, it's a land grab. They want these lakefront lots, and they're bullying people out to get them. The showdown came on a Friday evening, sun setting over the lake. Air so still you could hear your own heartbeat. Linda's crew rolls in like they're staging a coup. Her SUV, Victor's sedan, a van with property services slapped on the side, and Mike with another guy, both looking like they'd rather be breaking kneecaps than talking. Linda's got a bullhorn, of all things, and she's shouting, Jack Ramsey, you have 5 minutes to vacate this property, or we'll enforce community standards by force. I'm on my porch, calm as I can manage, but my heart's pounding. Neighbors are out now, phones up, recording. Clara's holding a sign. Stop fake community board. Nate's streaming live, and the comments are blowing up, people saying, call the cops, and this lady's unhinged. I step forward, hands up, and say, Linda, you've got no authority here. This is my home, legally mine. She's shaking, pulls a pistol from her bag, points it right at me, and screams, You're done, Ramsey. I'm sick of your games. The crowd gasps, kids are crying, and I'm staring down the barrel, thinking about Ellen, about how she'd tell me to stay cool. Victor's panicking, hissing, Linda, put it down. This wasn't the plan. Mike's backing off, muttering, I'm not going to jail for this. I reach into my pocket, slow as molasses, pull out my old badge, and hold it up. Linda, I'm retired Sheriff Jack Ramsey. You're pointing a gun at a cop in front of witnesses. Think real hard about your next move. Her hands shake harder, eyes wild. But before she can decide, sirens cut through the dusk. Red and blue lights flood the lake, and deputies swarm in, led by Officer Sarah Lopez, someone I mentored years back. Linda drops the gun, starts yelling, He's the criminal, but it's over. Nate's footage, Clara's video, all the neighbors' statements, it's an airtight case. The aftermath was like waking up from a bad dream. Linda got 7 years for assault, fraud, and extortion. Victor was nabbed trying to skip town, tied to a bigger real estate scam across 3 counties. Lakeside Ventures got shut down, assets frozen to pay back victims like Clara, who got her $700 back, and then some. The neighborhood came together, started a real community group. No fines, just potlucks and lake cleanups. I finished Ellen's garden, and every morning, I sit there, coffee in hand, watching kids fish and neighbors laugh. Nate turned his footage into a short film, now used to train cops on spotting scams like this. Me? I got a letter from the feds asking for my help on similar cases. Guess retirement's not as quiet as I planned. Here's the thing. Linda thought she could bully her way to power, but she underestimated what a community can do when it stands together. Ever dealt with someone waving fake authority like a weapon? Maybe a shady landlord, a pushy boss, or some wannabe dictator in your neighborhood. Drop it in the comments. I want to hear your stories. How'd you fight back, or did you? Subscribe if you believe justice should win out, because out here, we're proving good people can still take down the scammers. Thanks for listening, folks. Stay sharp, and don't let the Lindas of the world push you around.